Hi everyone! Earlier this year, I left the UK and moved to Canada, which meant I had to get rid of all my plants, unfortunately. But now that I've settled into my new apartment in the beautiful Montreal, I thought in this video I would take you along the journey of starting my new plant collection. Let me show you the space first so you know what I am working with. The room that gets the most natural light is the bedroom, so this will be the main plant space. It has a southwest-facing window, so it's really bright in here, especially in the afternoon, which is why I put the only plant I have as of now here. It was given to me by a friend when I moved in. There is a tree outside of the window which is tall enough for privacy, but still short enough to not block all the sunlight, so I really like that. Because I am renting, I don't want to put any holes in the wall or the ceiling yet, so I'm not going to hang any plants for now. That means the easiest way of adding plants in this room is to get a table in front of the window. I wanted to get a long table so that I can put as many plants on it as possible, but at the same time, I don't want the table to be too deep. That would make the bedroom feel cramped. After some searching on the internet, I ended up getting this white table from IKEA that I am very happy with. On the opposite side of the apartment is the living room, which has really big windows, but they face northeast, so they don't get that much natural light. I'm also on the ground floor, that makes the room even dimmer. The only spot that has some direct light is this corner here in the early morning, and that's about it. So this corner is reserved for plants. I already have a shelf that isn't being used much, so we just moved it here. Now that I've prepared the space, it's time for plant shopping. I ended up getting most of my plants from the big grocery stores and box stores, mostly because they had the best price. I know they may not have the best quality, so I made sure that the ones I got at least looked healthy. This one does look nice. It's so cute, but yeah, it just doesn't look very healthy. So maybe not.
Is it the only one?
Yeah, that's the only one here. Oh, they have this plant. It was one of my favorite back in the UK, but we're going for plants that we didn't really have before, so I don't think I'll pick this one up today. I mostly wanted plants that I've never had before, but the golden pothos might be the one plant that you will always find in my home. It just makes the space look really good, it's easy to grow, and it's fun to propagate. What's a plant you will always have in your home? Let me know in the comments. They have a lot of golden pothos here, but I think I'm just gonna get a small pot and grow it big myself. What I enjoy the most about houseplants has always been watching them grow, including propagation. So I actually prefer to get small plants and then I can enjoy watching the process of them growing up. Oh, this one's cute, but I don't know what it is. I also prefer to use the plants as a way of decorating my apartment rather than starting a plant collection for the sake of it, which is totally fine if it makes you happy. But I just find that when I'm working full-time, I can only really take care of... Oh, no! Okay, here. That's better. I can only really take care of about 15 plants max before I feel overwhelmed or before it starts to feel like a chore. So I'm going to aim for around 10 plants or less to start with. Also, I've had multiple comments recommending me to get a Synapsis, and I really want one too, but all the ones I found at the store didn't look very healthy, so I didn't end up getting one this time. But perhaps in the future, I'll come across some good ones at the store and I'll snatch one up. But yeah, if you think there's a plant I would enjoy, do suggest it in the comments, I really appreciate it, and I do read all the comments. I got most of my pots from a dollar store, which has a really good selection. Most things in dollar stores here cost more than $1 these days, but I still find them to be cheaper than many other places. I also ended up getting this watering can from Amazon. In the past, I've just used water bottles or mugs to water my plants, but with this particular peace lily, it's really hard to water it using a typical water bottle or mug without the water spilling everywhere. So yeah, I decided that it was finally time to get myself a watering can, and it was a good decision. After welcoming the new plants home, I had some pruning and repotting to do. I had to repot a few plants either because they were clearly outgrowing their pots or the soil just didn't look very good. As usual, I use about half houseplant potting mix and half perlite for my soil mix. Then I wanted to prune this cat palm. It's the only big plant I got. It was on sale and I thought it would look really good in my living room. I also rinsed all the leaves in the shower. And finally, let me show you what the plants look like in my apartment. Here's what it looks like in the bedroom. First, we have the peace lily you've already seen. Then I have a rubber plant that has not grown at all since I brought it home. But that's okay because it's still alive, so I'm happy with that. This is the next plant. I tried using those plant identifying apps to find out the name of this plant. The app tells me this is a Peperomia verticillata, but mine looks slightly different from the Peperomia verticillatas on Google Image. So if anyone knows the name of this plant, please let me know in the comments. Then I have an orchid that was given to me by a friend. It's my first orchid ever, so I'm really excited about that. Now onto the living room. On this shelf, I have a good old golden pothos. Then there's a Peperomia obtusifolia. I just love peperomias. Then I have two plants near the TV, despite the dim space, because I wanted to decorate the space with plants. First is this gorgeous cat palm. It looks so good in this place in person. However, as of recording this voiceover, I no longer have this plant because I discovered one day that it was covered in thrips. I did rinse the leaves of the plant in the shower when I first got the plant home to knock off whatever bugs it might have had. But clearly, that wasn't enough. Anyways, I said goodbye to this plant because I just really did not want to deal with thrips and risk it spreading to other plants nearby. Back to the plant haul, I have a snake plant in a massive decorative pot. Oops! I will have to find a better pot for it when I get time, but it still looks cute. I mean, snake plants always look cute. Last but not least, there's a second plant I picked up that turned out to have houseplant pest, and that's this marble queen pothos with mealybugs. It did not respond well to neem oil treatment, and it was difficult to keep this plant away from other healthy plants given the small size of my apartment. So to minimize the risk of infecting other plants, I decided to chop it up, clean the cuttings, and put them in water to root. One day it will turn into a full pot of pothos again. That's all the plants I have in my apartment. I hope you enjoy this mini houseplant haul and tour. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye!